What up, gang? Got my 990 Pro SSD M.2. Going to show you how to install it in case you haven't, messed with your computer in a while. Maybe you're a beginner. You do have to possibly remove your graphics card, so let's crack straight into it. All right, go ahead and unplug everything on your computer in the back. You should know how to do all that. Put it on the side, and then to get your side case off here, just remove these two things here. And then it should slide, but you have to put some wiggle into it. So let me put this on the mount. There we go. Now we can put this to the side. Don't lose your screws. And on my motherboard, you should see something like this. This is where my SSD is. I'm going to leave that one in there, but I have a spot for another one underneath the graphics card here. As you can see, with a Phillips head, you can remove these. I would recommend getting, one of these miniature ones. They work pretty great. You could do this, I guess, theoretically, without removing the graphics card, but it's really in the way. I mean, it really is. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. Okay, now that we got that off, it's gonna be, we're gonna have to remove these two screws, top and bottom. Okay, I had to take all the screws out. I forgot I have this anti-sagging bracket, so I'm gonna remove that. And then now the graphics card should come out, but it has mine has a release here. If you press that, it should help it release there. Then you can pull it out. All right, now that we got it removed, you might have 2 or 3 spots. Looks like this is my number 1 spot. I can put one right here, and then that's the 3rd one. So maybe it was good I removed the GPU. I'm going to put it in the spot right here. So I'm just going to remove that. Okay, if you do not have the heatsink, you need to order one that has a heatsink. But since my motherboard has these, I'm just going to go ahead and use these heatsinks that come with it. And then when I'm done installing, I'll take that paint or the glue off, and then this will work. So yeah, if you just get the one with the heatsink, sometimes they're even cheaper if you don't have one of these. So, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use it because it came with it. As you can see, this is where it's gonna drop in. Mine has these little things to help it lock it in place once I get it in there. The SS90 Pro 4 terabyte. Oh yeah, this cost me about $300, but it's gonna be well worth it. Okay, there she is. Make sure you have that mounting bracket because it doesn't come with a bolt or anything. If you have regular SSD, here's where you'd put it. It's your SATA SSD or HDD. But this is for M.2. So make sure she's facing like this. And you just pop her right in there. Not too tight, but just not like that, and boom. Make sure that swivels out, and then that's going to swivel back in and lock it to place. You can do it on the top there, or I guess you just like that. Boom. And ladies and gentlemen, it is installed that easily. This is where you put your heatsink in, but I got the motherboard one. So we're going to take the handy dandy thing off. There we go. Ooh, it's like a putty. Oh, there you go. I kind of felt the clock in there. Now she's in there. And you are done. Now you just got to reinstall it. This is a good time to make sure everything is clean. Mine's relatively clean. I didn't, give it a full on. Yeah, but yeah, your GPU is gonna go right here. There's a little release there. I'm gonna put it in, same way we took it out. Alright, once you get in there and it clicks, you're good to go. You can go ahead and plug that bad boy back in. Alright, that's in there. I gotta put this mounting, this anti-sag bracket on there. Alright, this is just kind of tedious. Gotta put the rest of the screws in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward that. Alright, so we're gonna go into our system settings here. You're gonna go to storage. And then you're gonna go down to advanced storage settings. And let's click on disk and volume. See, this is the SSD that I already have in there. You can see it's got my OS on there. That's why it's got the boot volume. As you can see here, here's the 990 Pro. It has not been initialized, so we're going to click initialize. We're just going to click initialize for GPT. And boom, we are in there. Let's click on format. Create and format hard disk partitions. Here's another view, so you can look at everything. Disk 2. Unallocated. So do new simple volume. Next. And we don't have a D drive, so yeah, we're going to do D. I guess we did have a D. We're going to make this G for games, because I'm a gamer. Alright, now we have a new volume, so now anytime I pull up, so like say I put up files, you'll see I have my regular, my old hard drive and everything. I have my storage with just my regular hard drive, and then this new volume here is my hard drive. Yay, we did it. And now you can transfer things to your new one and do whatever. This helped you out. Please like and subscribe.